Thank you for taking the time to be with us today and to take a moment for yourself. It's my last time with you in this series, and next week we'll have Daphne Linda come and join us. I'll tell you more about her and what she has to offer at the end of my segment for today. So today we will look at these actions of attachment that we began to unpack last week, and we'll combine them with the 7 movements of the spine. So to review these actions of attachment: to reach, to grasp, to pull, and to have. And when we have had the experiences somatically of reaching, grasping, pulling, and having, it then becomes safe to have boundaries, to push away, as well as to let go. And we'll explore that today with these movements of the spine. So let's wake up the spine. Let's start with a few rounds of seated cat and cow. So the invitation is to work within the frame of your body at this moment in time. And the cues that I'm offering to you will be suggestions and invitations. So with cat and cow, we round the spine, chin comes down, extend through the arms. And then sternum and upper torso lifts, and then the head looks up without craning or cranking through the back of it. Noticing sensations and working as fast or as slow as what feels appropriate for you. And then if it's okay with you, we'll transition into the seated peanut butter jar. So this is the visualization of being in a peanut butter jar and getting the last of the peanut butter. So these are the undulations through the spine, where we're starting to create some space between the sides of the vertebrae, as well as the front and the back. And then if it feels okay with you, perhaps the shoulders would like to join in this motion, and perhaps the head begins to sway. And then as you are ready, you can come to stillness. So we've actually explored a couple of movements of the spine just now, the rounding forward and the lifting up, so flexion and extension, and then the central axis. Let's get to twisting. If you like, you can place hands on your upper torso, and we'll start twisting with hands in. Yeah, you don't need to pin your elbows in. It's just a relaxed placement. And then if you like, to just gently twist from side to side. And perhaps your twisting incorporates some swaying, and perhaps not. Perhaps your twisting incorporates the shifting of your body from one sit bone to the other, and perhaps not. Perhaps the shoulders start to get involved as you rotate from side to side. And perhaps not. And then coming back to center. So we'll repeat that again. And this time, if it feels okay with you, you can allow an arm to lead. So I'll demonstrate. So letting the arm lead as you twist. And then coming back to center, other arm. So that you're creating an arc with the arm as you move from side to side. Perhaps the arc starts low. Perhaps the arc reaches up and over. And in this way, we're gently creating some motions of reaching. And then if it's okay with you, we can do this with 2 hands. So reaching with 2 hands and then coming back to center and reaching to the other side with 2 hands. And if you like, you can have a visualization, like you're picking apples. So you're picking apples and you're putting them in the basket. Reaching, grabbing the apples, putting them in the basket. Reaching up a little bit higher, grabbing the apples, putting them in the basket. And in this way, we get to just explore with curiosity these movements of the spine with these actions of attachment. Reach, grab, pull, place. Okay, from here, we've done the twisting. Let's extend the side bodies, okay? So you can reach with one arm up, grab the apple, pull, and place. Other arm reaches up, grab the apple, pull, place it in the basket. Perhaps with each apple that you reach and pull and pick, you move a little bit more over to the side. And in this way, we begin to stretch and lengthen through the side bodies. And then cross body. Reach for the apples across the body and place it in your basket. Across the other side, place in the basket. Across maybe a little bit higher up and pull in place. Across. And then higher up. Knowing that it's okay to reach for the highest apple, that you can't really make out whether you can reach or not. And then from here, notice how you feel in your spine. Yeah. So that was our way of incorporating these movements for reach, grab, pull, and hand. We can also experiment with pushing. Yeah? And for some of us, this can be a lot. So we can just resource ourselves, right, in the way that feels appropriate for you. And we can start by just gently pushing out to one side. And if it feels more appropriate for you, you can look in the other direction as you push to one side. And then try the other side. Look in the other direction as you push away to the other arm. And you're welcome to experiment with pushing higher up or pushing lower down. And for some of you, you may wish to experiment with pushing away and looking at the hand that's doing the pushing away. Notice what that's like for you. And if you're more comfortable with looking away from where you're pushing against, that's okay. Perhaps try pushing behind. And then coming back to center. And let's experiment with reaching forward and reaching back at the same time. And coming back to center. Reaching forward and reaching back and coming back to center. And let's repeat that. Reach forward and reach back. Reach forward. Perhaps you'd like to experiment with reaching up and reaching down and back to center. Reaching up and reaching down the other side. Reaching up and down And then one more. And then let's try pushing with both hands. Yeah? So we can push forward and push back. And switch sides, pushing. Perhaps push up and down. And then if it feels okay with you, you can perhaps push out to the sides at the same time. Bring the arms in and then pushing a little bit higher. This is a way of getting to know your personal space. Yeah. And you can, if you like, visualize yourself painting the inside of your personal space. And you can twist around if that feels okay with you. And then see that. I want to introduce you to another way of reaching, or reaching up. Reach with an elbow and then a hand. And you can let the hand at the top be floppy, and you can experiment with looking down. So this also extends the body a little bit more. Yeah. So let's try the other side, and then we'll do it a few times and speed it up. So elbow reaches, and then wrist, let the hand be floppy. Take a breath, and then release. Elbow other side, wrist, hand stays floppy, take a breath, and release down. Elbow, wrist, hand stays floppy with a breath, and then release. If you would like, we can try this with both hands. Oh, sorry, both arms. So elbows up, wrist, and then hands, and then release down. Yeah, take a breath, because that can be activating for some of us, and that's okay. And then we can try that a couple more times if you like. So elbows, wrists, hands. Look up! And then hands, elbows, down. So this is part of the titration. I know that for many of us, the reaching for someone can actually bring up a lot of stuff. So we can break it down into little pieces. So elbows, wrists, hands, look up, and then release down. Yeah. So let's put this into action a little bit more, this reach, grasp, pull, and have. I'm going to reach out to you. Okay, I'm going to reach. And if you like, you can reach forward and place your little hands in mine. And then I'm going to pull myself toward you, right? And you can stay where you are if you like. So I'm going to... And then I'm going to lean back. And then I'm going to pull you towards me, okay? And then I'm going to slowly let go. I'm going to hold on to your hands though. I'm holding on to your hands as you release back. And then I'm going to pull myself into you. And then I'm going to slowly release back, but I'm holding on to your hands and you've got mine. And then I'm going to pull you in towards me. And then I'm going to let you lean back. And then we're going to keep holding hands, and then we'll do that thing where I got your hands and you got mine, and we'll both lean back. And we got each other. And then we'll come back to center, and then we'll do that push-pull thing where I'm going to pull one arm back, and you can pull that arm forward, And then we'll switch sides, where we can play with being in reciprocity and connection with each other. This dynamic of the I got you, and we're practicing trusting in the I got you. And then coming back to center. And then releasing. Yeah. Let's have some more of these games of connection and attachment and attunement. So let's play patty cake. So you can reach for my hand and reach and touch. And reach and touch. And reach. And back to center. And then I'm just going to move nice and slowly, and I'm going to invite you to just follow my hands with your hands. In other direction. Now you can't see me. Now you can. And I can't see you. And now I can. And you know that hand game that we play where we push down. And one more. And then both hands, and we'll push. And then release. And notice what that was like for you to do some mirroring with someone on a screen. And so the last exercise I want to share with you is that have aspect of your reach, grab, pull, have. And the invitation, this is where our ventral vagal nervous system is in the head and the upper torso, is to experiment with holding yourself in a way that feels comforting or nurturing for you. And notice what that might be. So for me, it's something like this. And I invite you to receive the support of the chair beneath your body. And to imagine a nervous system wrapped around your nervous system. One that feels safe for you. And notice what happens inside your body as your nervous system receives the support of another nervous system. And if that's not okay, just receive the support of the chair beneath your body. Maybe perhaps with the exhale there's some gentle humming or sighing. Notice what it's like for you to have the person on the other side of the computer screen also be engaging in their own or my own expression of being comforted and held. And the invitation is to savour this, to allow this to settle into your nervous system for just this moment. And then as you are ready, bringing yourself back to center. Yeah. It's been a joy and a pleasure to be with you these last 8 weeks. Coming up, we have Darth Melinda, practical connection, nurturing healthy development. And it's something that we can do for ourselves and give away to those in our lives. Yeah. Thank you.